Hi friends, this is Uday Kumar, working as an associate solution architect. Today we will see how we can use DataWeave for the streaming of heavy payloads, a large amount of payloads, and doing the processing faster without using much resources in the system. So DataWeave supports end-to-end streaming through a flow in a Mule application. Streaming speeds the processing of large documents without overloading memory. And it will faster the data processing without using much resources in the system. With the fewer resources only, the application which is enabled for doing the stream processing can faster the processing of the data. And the basic unit of stream is specific to the data formats. So what it means that each data format has a different the unit of stream. For example, CSV file has the lines. Each line indicates or depicts the record, and that particular record is a unit of the stream. So while doing the streaming, each record will be considered and fetched sequentially. Similarly for the JSON, so an element of the JSON array is considered for the unit stream, and for XML document, the collection within the entire XML document is used as a unit of the stream for doing the processing. So streaming always happens in sequentially. We can't use the streaming when we have a requirement of picking data or reading data from randomly, right, from here and there. Even in a single record, the data can only be accessed and read when they are coming in a particular fashion. So let's say if you have an employee record, right? Employee name, employee age, employee experience, and you want to access the employee experience, and then you want to again access the employee name, it don't work because the the streaming works in sequentially, it can't move back and forth. Even the streaming expects the data for the JSON, because JSON does not have a particular fashion for their elements to be, because it can sometimes the elements can be changed, right, any point of time, and it is valid for the JSON, right, that the elements can be at any index level, right? But streaming does not support that. It always assumes that the JSON should be in a particular order. What I mean is the name, age, and technologies, right? So if I loop through this record, right, and I use technologies and then I use age, it is going to fail because that will not move back and forth. So this is what it means. You can't access the streaming for JSON randomly, or even for a record. Not only this is applies to the JSON, but it also applies to the other data formats. So how we can enable streaming in DataWeave or in your Mule application? So these are now the properties, basic properties that we need to use or deal with. So we have in our example, I have used HTTP component, a listener component, where I'm enabling the streaming. The different requirement can have a different I mean the the technical use cases. Like we can use file, we can use FTP, and all the components which support streaming uh, can use this streaming property. So this streaming property is made through to the source data, right? Where no, it is in our case it is HTTP listener, which is receiving the request, and it is the source of the data for our application in our example, right? The stream capable annotation is used with the input variable. Normally, in our example, we have taken a payload as an input variable, but it could be other variables where you want to perform the streaming on the input request or the input data, right? Depending on your use cases. So this in fact validates whether the stream is capable or the code that you have written within the data weave, right, is supporting the streaming. We will see by example how we can write code and then execute and run with the examples. A defer true is deferred equal to true is a write property, which is used with the output, right? When we output the data wave to a variable or to a payload, right? So we will see how we can use that. This property says or is used when we don't want the output of the data wave to be written to memory. It is streamed. The deferred equal to true. Just stream those output right directly to the next message processor, right? So it does not go into memory and it expedite and faster the processing of the data. We will also see the use case, the examples in our demo today. So here I said the stream capable, right? This is annotation, and when we use that with the input variable in data wave, it does three things. It validates the failures, right? So there is exceptions to the the streaming. Streaming can't be used when we have a requirement of using, or we can't use the input variable more than once. So for example, I have taken here the payload once here, which is reading these technologies as an array, and then we are using payload here in the next element. The streaming does not support here. It will give you the compilation error. I will show you what error we get, right. The another exception is that the input variable can't be used within the lambda expression, right. So if you use that, it will not allow you, and it will not stream your input payload. The another exception is that no index selector is set for negative access, right. So as I said, the streaming only works sequentially. It can't be accessed randomly. So once you move forward, you can't move backward. Right? So that is not going to work. And here we can't even use the negative index. Right? So in our example, in our demo today, we will see different data formats has been used, like application CSV as a data source, application JSON as an application data source, and application XML as a data source. And then using these three different data sources, we will transform into different formats, data formats, while doing the streaming. So for this is the basic application flows which I have created in our demo, which is a CSV data format, which will convert CSV file using the streaming and write into a CSV file or text file. Similarly, for the JSON data format, we have used we are streaming JSON to CSV. And likewise, we have used XML data formats where the streaming will be performed on XML document and will convert into or transform into JSON and write into file. So, and then in the end, if you like this demo, you recommend your friends. And if you have any feedback, do write in your in the comment section. One more thing I would like to tell that streaming for the JSON from the DataWeave version 2.2.0 for the Mule version 4.2 was limited by the requirement that it was only used for the array at the root level, right? And from Mule version 4.3, then it has started working for the arrays which are not at the root level. So what it means, let me give you an example here. So version 4.3, Mule version 4.3 supports this the array for the streaming, which is not at the root level, right? The technology is an array within, right, a JSON, right? JSON element. But let's say this is an array. So this type of array was not supported from the version yeah, so let me just tell you. So this type of array was only supported from the DataWeave version 2.2.0 and not this type of array, right? So this type of array, which is not at the root level, is supported only from the Mule version 4.3. And initially when the DataWeave supported the JSON streaming, it was supporting only this version, this type of, which is at the root level, right? Okay, so let me start with one by one. We will see how we can do the settings or use the streaming capability in our Mule application, right? So if you see here, right, I have used I've used the application. I have used MIME type as an application CSV because we are dealing with a CSV file, right? And then I have made this, I have made this key as a streaming. So these are the properties which I have set initially while receiving the flow will receive the request. And this is optional. The body start line number in CSV file should be at from line number 1 and onwards. And this is the header line number. So these two fields are optional. You can just leave it. But streaming to true is mandatory. You have to use for the streaming. So that way, as and when the listener receives the request, it will just pass the bytes to the transform component, transform message component. And in transform message component, if you see, I have, as and when this message transformer receives the bytes, it will start doing the streaming, right? So a stream capable is annotation which is used to validate and checks this input payload, which is coming in application CSV for data formats, and which checks and validates whether this is streaming in a right direction or in a right way. Right? For the output, right, we have used these property, write property, deferred, right? So this is going to just output the payload to the next message processor rather than keeping in the memory, right? So this will faster know the data processing and without using the much resources of the system. And then we have using this payload, right? So one more thing I would like to say, so you see, I have used the payload here and payload there, right? You see here, it says the payload is not stream capable, right? Because you can't stream the input payload. This input reference can't be used more than once. And if you use, this will give you and say that it is not capable of the streaming for the streaming, right? And when I write the file, I write the file to the directory, which I have done the settings. And then I convert back to the to the JSON format, right? So the input is coming in. My requirement is that input be coming in CSV format, and then I need to write into JSON format, right? So this flow is for the JSON data formats. So here I have used the similar cases. If you go here, the other settings of these applications are as usual. There is not much changes. I am just describing the specific the settings which are done for the streaming purposes, which will do the streaming, which will enable the streaming in the mule flows and applications. So here the requirement is that I am going to, or the application is going to receive the application JSON in the request. And this is again, I made this streaming to true, right? So there are various things you can do here. You can see, right? In the drop down, you can see multiple options. Right. Not here. If you use the CSV, you will see multiple options, right? Here. So in the drop down, okay. Similarly, here also in the I have used the stream capable, which is validating the input payload, which is in application JSON, and then we are outputting the transform message to the as a stream to the next message processor. Right. And we are converting this write file to the CSV format. So we are receiving this request in JSON format, and then we are writing that file into CSV format. The final flow is the XML data format, where we are expecting the input or the request be in XML format. So for XML, right, the streaming happens at the collection level, right? The collection is within the XML document is used as an unit for the streaming, right? So we need to define collection, right? We need to define collection path, okay? Let me give you an example. So this is now the XML message, and here is now the books and these book items. So this is considered as an collection path, which is the collection, right? And this one collection is used as an one stream while doing the XML processing. There could be a number of the collections within the one XML document. So in our case, we have used book and then book.items for considering the streaming. Right? Here also in the transform message, I have used XML as an input payload, and then deferring or streaming to the next message processor, which is in our example, it is the write file component, right? And this is the data wave code, which I have written to write into the JSON format, right? We are saying that this should be written in JSON format. And then we are looping through this code. So let me run this for you and show you how it works. The compilation will take a bit time, right? Hopefully it should be a bit faster. So the application has run it, right? Let me stop it. So so application is started in debug mode. I would like to show you one request. So this is the in a first mule flow, which is sending the CSV as a request. And so let me send you. Okay, so we have received this in payload in CSV format, as we say, sent it through the postman. But while after getting transformed, this message, if you notice, this is the piped input stream and not as usual JSON format, right? Even though we have converted now the output to the application JSON, right? So this is what I would like, I wanted to show you. And once I move on, we will see, the file has been written into the JSON format, right? Because we have changed the output to the write file component to application JSON, right? Here, right? And let me show you the other examples as well. If you see here, I'm going to send this request. So it will convert this JSON file, a JSON request, back to the CSV file. Right? So this time this flow worked JSON format, data format. And if you go here, you will see this has been written back to the CSV format, right? And please don't go on this status. There is something wrong with that. So, but our program or the application is working fine, right? I need to check where something is happening wrong, right? Or maybe some status. So while writing the XML, right, I have this example, which I have already shown you this. Okay. So let me send this. Okay. And if you come to the XML, you will see it is written to the JSON format, right? So that's all from my side, friends, for today. Thank you so much, and have a nice and pleasant new year ahead. If you like this video, please do give your feedback, do like us and subscribe. And take care and bye for now.